Alrighty, so good morning everybody. Well, this here is going to be my second attempt at making a tutorial of this game, Path of Achra. My first attempt, I was all over the place, just nothing really cohesive, explaining this instead of this, and doing things out of order, and just basically making a total mess of it. I was trying to edit it down, and it just got to be too much of a pain in the ass. It would have been better to just scrap the project and start over. So, what this is going to be here is kind of a Reader's Digest version of the previous video that I tried to make. So, but let me go ahead and we'll get into it. Um, First thing I want to do is I do need to say that anybody is welcome to check out my videos. I mean, of course, but I do have a specific audience in mind for this video. It's mainly for it's for people who read my Final Fantasy XIV blogs, my Lodestone blogs. Um, I I haven't played that game in years, but I still post on it. I all the games I play, all the things I do, and then this here video is about a month overdue, so pretty long overdue. Usually, whenever I start up a new game, I usually like to make a video about it, talking about my experiences with it, etc. Um, in this way, so the readers of my blogs have an idea as to what the hell I'm talking about. So I mean, again, everybody's welcome to watch my videos, of course, but I mainly have those people in mind when making this. I'm gonna try to keep this video as short as I can. I'm gonna try to be as cohesive as I can. Like I said, this is my second attempt. So, one thing I will say though, I'll I'll explain a couple reasons why I like this game so much. Um, to start with, the music is awesome, but at the same time, it's not so awesome that it becomes a distraction. Like, yeah, there's games out there like, Castlevania Symphony of the Night always comes to mind. Um, Bully, it's an old, like a PS2 2000s game. Yeah, it's not, the music on those games is great, but they're not what I'd call background music. Well, maybe the main walking music in Bully, okay, it's almost as good as this. But anyway, I'm really straying off the trail right now. But again, one thing I really like about this game was the music. It's great stuff, but at the same time, it's good background music. It doesn't distract you. Um, the second thing I like here, we'll go ahead and start, is this game makes heavy use of colored text. Most every game I play out there, it's just plain white bread monocolor text. World of Warcraft comes to mind. Just hard to read. It's like reading a EULA agreement. I can read all that. Just go down to the bottom and click I agree. So, on a lot of other games out there are like that as well. It's like I don't want to have to read all that. Not in this game. You know, Although, yeah, I don't really read this. This is like a Hall of Fame here. What Oh, these are all prestige classes, by the way. Yeah, and this is the main goal of the game. Um, get all the way from point A to point B. In that, it's almost like the game Darkest Dungeon, one of my all-time favorite RPGs. I always the same way too. You'll put a party together, go all the way, defeat the final boss, and then after that, you just fire up another team and send them on their way. This game's kind of like that as well. Um, yeah, this is the Hall of Fame, Hall of Shame. You know, characters I went all the way with, characters I didn't. So instead of sitting here and just trying to explain what every single game mechanic in this game does, first off, what are the characters here? This is a very complicated build I got going here. For the new player, I really don't want to do this, but I just want to make a simple character and do a run with them, because this is gonna get pretty overwhelming otherwise. So yeah, I'm really debating. Like I said, this is here. Let's just do this. I'll do this just to show you all the potential that you can do in this game. So we'll start here. This is the world map, and in this game here, it actually shows you the monsters you'll be fighting and all the rewards you can get. So, but yeah, obviously I'm already most of the way there to the obelisk. We'll go here. But like I said, this is by no means a simple character. I guess I'll go here, inventory. Actually, you can. Everything your character can do is in this inventory screen. You also have a power screen. Short version. You can choose 7 powers, but you can only have 3 elements. There's martial, there's fire, lightning, poison, death or disease, ice, astral, psychic, and life. So yeah, you're never gonna get bored here. But like, yeah. Like I said, this really isn't a good character to show, but I don't want to delete them. If I'd have known I was actually going to make this video, I probably would have just went all as far as I could till he died and just started over, but too late now. So, being attacked, stand still. Stand still is an actual command in this game. You just skip your turn. And again, they color the text is colored, easy to read, easy to find what you're looking for. So, on dealing fire damage, talked about this. This is a prestige class torturer. I'll try to keep this as short as I can. Whenever you apply a debuff to yourself, or a damaging debuff to yourself, all the stacks of that debuff get copied to all the enemies, or I should say to one enemy. So you're applying freeze to yourself, fire to yourself, you're applying doom to yourself. So, and you're applying even more stacks of those effects, dealing poison damage, and blind them, range of 5. You skip your turn, you're shooting fire damage to 5 enemies at any range. You're doing the same thing with this one here. Again, a lot of the stuff in this game is self-explanatory. So you skip your turn, game turn effects go off. Same thing here. You skip your turn, / stand still. It explains combat over here. Encumbrance. So, and then, And then in this game, you can manually click spaces. You can click monsters to attack them, or move to attack them, or you can click yourself in order to stand still. You can also use a keyboard. You can you can push the tab key, and it'll automatically move you to the closest enemy to attack. You can hit the space bar and you'll skip your turn. And you can also use a controller as well. I use a PlayStation controller, so pushing X will skip your turn, or stand still. L2 will auto move you. And be prepared to watch the combat log go fucking nuts. And I'm not doing anything right now. Yeah, okay, finally my turn. Well, like I said, this is very complicated build. If you look on the left here, 1.4 million damage. But yeah, the combat log, once again, they color the text. Sorry if this is getting annoying, but like I said, there's so many other games out there. I mean, I'd read a lot more of the lore. I'd read a lot more of the stories and stuff if they'd do something like this, you know. Side note, it's also one of the reasons why Frank Zappa is one of my favorite artists. He doesn't just write plain black and white, text. He bold, italics, he underlines stuff, a little bit easier to look at. So there's this huge chain of events that's going on right now. Okay, so, and it's still going. And then all buffs and debuffs that you have are going to be over here on the left. Once again, most of the stuff in this game is self-explanatory. Just that I will do this. Most everything you need to know is going to be in here. There's a lot of splitting hairs. There's a lot of fine print you got to read. On attack, meaning you have to actually attack that target. On hit, it just means you have to actually deal damage with the attack. Dealing damage, this could be with anything. Like what you saw there, like the lines of ice shooting out from me. That counts. Entrance, once you enter a floor. Every time you use a prayer. It's one of these. It's their active abilities. Shrug off. I'll try to explain combat as quickly as I can. When you initiate attack, I mean, again, it's gonna show at the right, so I'll try to keep it short. The game's gonna roll a number with your accuracy and with their dodge. Or roll a number between 1 and your accuracy, and a number between 1 and their dodge. If this is your opponent's dodge rating, most certainly you're going to hit. So, and when your attack lands, then it goes to the block, goes to the block stat, 53%. If it blocks it, then the damage, which they call it hit in this game, is going to be reduced. by the block rating. Anything left over carries over to your armor. And then if your armor is higher than that leftover damage, then you have shrugged it off. So, and there actually is a build, the one that I wanted to show is centered around this defense concept, shrugging off damage. But like I said, I can't do it in this one. I'm too far into the journey. But yeah, as you can see, the build I have right now, it's centered around what's called the Torturer. It's a prestige class. I can't click it because I already chose one. But you're applying agony to yourself. I don't really understand what that means. Just that it's something involved with 2% of your max life, or all damage gets converted to 2% of your max life. I don't really understand what that means. But yeah, every time you apply a debuff to yourself, it gets applied to an enemy as well. All the stacks that you have. I think I showed this earlier. You know, you're applying Doom to yourself, you're applying Scorch to yourself, you're applying Freeze to yourself. So all these stacks that you've gained are going to be passed over to your enemies. So applying Scorch to the target and healing yourself. Just go ahead and do that. Oh, now it's a level up screen. You just choose between, you know, strength, dexterity, all that. Yeah, made short work of all of them. And then over here in the upper right, you can see you can take a look at the monsters, just click on them. Yeah. See, you can't move against these guys because they'll teleport and attack you. It's one of the reasons why the battles are actually going pretty rough. Deal a bunch of damage. They basically put a shield over them. Again, I'm choosing stand still, and there's one already right next to me. So, in case I forget later, if my health does get chopped off, or if my health doesn't hit zero, if you see these little onk symbols, they're divine interventions. So, yeah, it shows at the bottom. It's gonna consume all the stacks of one of my prayers at random. So, but this is something that you have to get used to with this build. You're gonna be at low health a lot. Now you can't hold down the buttons, and it'll just do this at a more rapid pace. But I gotta look over each turn, because sometimes shit just one-shots you like right out of nowhere, or some just takes you almost to like 1% health just right out of nowhere. So I need to be able to have play stop so I can size everything up and do whatever I gotta do. Yeah, so here's your inventory, the equipment you got, your backpack. Since I have some inflexibility, it normally it chunks down your DPS equal to how much it is, but because my race is Zikwak, I don't even know if that's, I'm probably butchering the name, but yeah, it no longer does that. So I'm getting meditate from somewhere else. We'll do that. Adding more stacks are free, so okay. Yeah, I don't want that one. Oh shit. Yeah, so here's the level up screen. So, oftentimes I have to look down here to see what my health is and stuff. Increases your strength. It shows you what it does. Same thing with dexterity. It shows you what it does. And the willpower. This is why I was kind of looking over in flexibility. Because, this can nerf the damage you're dealing here. So, and then, vigor. That heals you to full, which is what I'm going to do, because, yeah, health's a bit on the low side. And there we are. Made short work of all them. Oh, damn. I think, I want to say I beat my previous, I think it was like 1.3 million, now it's 1.4 million. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, I don't want to have to scroll that far up. So. Yeah, it's still going. Yeah, let's just go. Let's just go. See if there's anything I can level up. But again, 50% more stacks. 5%, 5 more stacks. Yeah, refraction. Here, look. Yeah, we gotta go. I'm gonna finish this area off, and then we'll call it good. This is just gonna be a quick crash course tutorial, and this may end before it even begins. What's going on here is every time you kill an enemy, a cadaver spawns. That's these little white guys. This guy here, it's a cadaver. Yeah. So I believe this prayer here. Poison damage. That's not... Okay, he basically killed himself. He probably had a bunch of stacks of doom on him. So, once he targeted me, off he went. And there we are. Okay. So, oh, I forgot to mention too, this game does have cycles, or in this game, cycles are difficulty levels, like kind of like Diablo, you know, Torment 1, Torment 2, etc. This game has that too. I'm on the 15th cycle, so you get more XP, you get higher max life, but at the same time, monsters get buffs, so yeah. Let's see what else. In case I didn't say earlier, you can pick a race, you can pick a class, and you can pick a god you worship. In each one of them, they have different buffs, debuffs, stipulations, limitations, that kind of thing. So, and the possibilities are near endless with this game. So, never get bored. But yeah, I was gonna show probably a simple one like this warrior. I think it was this. Yeah. In my previous attempt at making a tutorial video, this was what I went with. But yeah, again, I was kind of all over the place, so it really wasn't worth trying to edit down. So I just went ahead and scrapped it and started over with another. But otherwise, that's gonna do it. I hope I've said all the things that I wanted to say. So, but like I said, most things in this game are pretty self-explanatory. Nothing. Okay, there was something I was wanting to say. I couldn't remember what. But anyway, I'll call it good. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate that. Sorry for the abrupt ending, but see you all next time, and take care.